Hey everybody, welcome back. In our last video we talked about, we had a big announcement. Obviously I've got new liquid lime here on the board. We're really excited to announce a partnership with Brad Harper, Harper Growing Solutions, and a new line of product. This is something brand new. It's not been sold before. It's nothing we were dealing with before. These are brand new products that Brad has developed and has been hands-on in developing these products. Brad's probably one of the most intelligent and well respected people I know when it comes to liquid fertilizers, lime, calciums, those kind of things. We're excited here at Northwoods to be a supplier of Brad's new products. So let's bring Brad Harper, Harper Growing Solutions, in to talk about not only his new products, but this new business partnership with Northwoods Whitetails. So Brad Harper's with us now, and he wants to talk about our new venture, really his new venture, but we're part of the deal. So Brad, welcome up here to Menominee, and let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah, so we're super excited to announce kind of our new partnership with Full Spectrum Products. So we've been working for a couple years now on some things as far as how can we make things better, how can we come up with a more diverse lineup, and just kind of cover more crops and more people, and really kind of help me out as well, because we were really struggling with kind of shipping and everything else, and that's kind of how this whole thing came about. So Full Spectrum Products, company out of Wyoming. They do a lot of things here and there with different fertilizers, pH products, stuff like that. And we've been working with them for a couple of years now as far as really dialing in different products. And they were really open to allowing me to kind of create my line and what I wanted in a product. So with the old lineup that I was working with, you're kind of going to see some similarities, but we were able to really build up on them, add some stuff so they're different and better, and we're able to add a couple more products that we've really been needing with a lot of the food plot crops we're planting. So it was nice. I mean, the old company that we were working with, that's no secret, and nothing bad against them. They're great guys, great products. It was just a lot more opportunities with Full Spectrum, kind of allowing me to do what I want, and my hands weren't tied at all. So that's kind of how this came about, and we brought John in. We've been working with him for a long time. We have a great relationship, and it's just something that we can both help each other out with, kind of helping the customer at the end of the day. So this is going to be great, and we're super excited about it. We wanted to dive in and kind of go over the products a little bit, explain kind of what's new, latest and greatest, and why we did the changes and kind of what we changed about them. So
one of the things though, now when he's talking about products, we're talking about the liquids, okay?
Yes.
We're talking about liquid lime, liquid calcium, liquid fertilizers. That's what we're referring to when he's talking about products. So let's talk about the opportunities with Full Spectrum and Harper Growing in Northwoods.
Yeah. So the first one, I mean, liquid lime has been a huge product. It's a really nice product to help guys out, and it's been used a lot. It's been able to help guys that can't get lime trucks in there and make it easy. So that was one that we really wanted to keep, but we were able to add a couple things to that. So now we call it 3-Cal for Full Spectrum products, and that's because we can raise pH, there's available calcium, and there's a little surfactant in there to help spread that out throughout the soil, as well as be able to help with soil structure. So we're able to do 3 different things with that. And it's not like the price is crazy different, and nothing really is much different. We were able to just kind of mix and match what we really seen needed in the food plot industry.
Yeah, this is something that you thought, we had talked about this about a year ago. You would like to take a couple of things and maybe not really reformulate the lime, but you thought you could improve on what was already a great product. You know, and I'm gonna kind of interject a little bit here, and we talked about this. We have this conversation all the time. This is lime, okay? This is white.
Calcium carbonate.
Calcium carbonate, okay? You look at pelletized lime, it's white. You look at egg lime, it's white.
Calcium carbonate, calcium carbonate.
Right. Now, we get asked a lot, and honestly, we could be selling it here if we wanted to, but I refuse to sell it, and we're going to talk about it. There's a product out there that's pushed very heavy by the YouTube personalities and hunting personalities. I will not name the name here because I don't want to hear about it from the lawyers, okay? But that is a brown liquid. I have yet to figure out how you get brown lime.
Yeah.
Can you figure?
No, I can't.
Okay. So it's calcium chloride by admission. It's
Yep.
calcium chloride. Folks, I want you to understand something. I live in Upper Michigan, and I sent you this picture about 2 months ago. You remember that? We have a group chat with a few guys, and I said, check this out. We had a storm coming, and there was a big tanker truck right in front of me on the highway full of brown liquid. That's calcium chloride. This is an MSDS sheet from one of our distributors who also does property management. He has a chemical concoction that they spray on parking lots and driveways before a storm gets here. Calcium chloride, 22%. Calcium chloride is sprayed on highways before a storm comes because it's high in salt. I do believe calcium chloride is also used in tractor wheels, tractor tires for
so.
weight. And because it doesn't freeze because it's high salt. Ask yourself this, folks. Seriously. Do you want calcium chloride on your food plots? If that same calcium chloride is being sprayed on roads and driveways, what do you think it's doing to your soil? Just because some YouTube personality tells you to use it, or some hunting personality because they're getting paid thousands of dollars? But it's the same crap that's put on the road. I'm not making this up. Go Google it. What do they put on highways? It's calcium chloride. Go look at the back of that jug. Calcium chloride. Not going on my food plots, not going on our shelves. So, rant over with.
Number two, with a lot of high demand crops, a starter fertilizer is always used, especially in agriculture, 10-34-0, something along those lines. And we had a starter fertilizer that I put together that I wanted micronutrients in there. All the soil samples I look at, which is just hundreds and hundreds, everybody's always kind of low. They could always use a little bump, as well as a little bit of N, a lot of phosphorus at planting to help root growth, and then obviously some potassium. But I wanted to be able to slowly but surely throw in a little bit of micronutrients constantly, so that way every time we're applying a couple products, we're getting just a little bump, because at the end of the day, those micronutrients really do a lot as far as growth and the health of the crop. So that's kind of that one. It's pretty self-explanatory. It kind of explains itself. Number three is calcium. Kind of the same thing. I mean, everyone's got a calcium product. We were able to, again, with this one, kind of like we did with the lime, I was able to tweak that a little bit how I wanted. That way there's a little bit of surfactant in there. For guys that have really high magnesium, that's going to do a lot better job than if you were just putting a straight calcium product out there. If you have standing water in areas, that's going to help to move that water through there with that calcium product.
So that calcium product that we're going to have now, and you talked about the high magnesium, that's kind of like that clay, that crusting, we see it in, I'll see it here.
Yep.
You
see it a lot.
You get that torrential downpour. Brandon, First Choice Food Plots, was just talking to us about it with some switchgrass plantings in Illinois. Torrential rain, just 4 or 5 inches.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden it's 90 degrees, and it's a crust.
Yep.
This is going to help that.
Correct.
Alleviate that. Yeah.
Yeah, Elliot too. I mean, he
Yep.
had a lot of that. So
Yep.
Jake used that.
Yep. And he doesn't see that anymore.
No, and that was a different product, but we're able to manipulate that formulation now, so we kind of check a few different boxes all at once.
Okay.
So our all-purpose, we're calling it AP just because that's exactly what we mean by it. You can spray it on the ground at planting. You can do a foliar app with it. You can really put it on anything and everything at any time. Now that is a little bit of NPK, same thing, micronutrients. Again, I wanted to keep pushing little amounts of micronutrients in there just so we could cover all those bases, just because we're always seeing guys super low in that in soil samples. So we're able to do a little bit better job there. Now, number 5, it's a biology product. We've been working with this company for a few years and really playing with this. This was the first year on the food plot side that we did some trials. John's got some. A bunch of guys we work with have some. The consultants that we do a lot of stuff with, they have some. And the biggest thing was for John's screen and breaking that stubble down in order to just not have bamboo looking stuff. That stuff is so strong, and that's why it does such a good job standing. But at the same time, how can we help to get rid of that faster? So this was a product that we're going after that with, as well as switchgrass. I mean, if you have 7 foot tall big rock, what do you do with that? A lot of guys might have trouble burning. So it's like, hey, this would be a perfect situation where we can go spray that as soon as you get in there and get that cut, and that'll help eat that thatch down, and then that also makes those nutrients more available right away.
So this is not a fertilizer. This isn't like this. What this does, it breaks down corn, sorghums, switchgrass, basically a grass.
Even just if you had ryegrass,
Yep.
or even
Rye.
winter rye,
Right.
you know, if you had a couple inches thick of that, this will help break that thatch down. You're basically putting decomposers on there to eat that, and then they're going to automatically make those nutrients in that thatch plant available right away.
And
So
you've been messing with that a couple years now,
Yep,
and
on the
we've been
ag
here.
side.
Yeah, yep. And I
then-
think, did you try it, or was it Randy? One of them tried it on the screen and said it was unbelievable how fast it decomposed.
yeah, I was one of those guys.
Yeah, so
Really.
we've got it. We're gonna try it out here when we start planting our screen. It's just too cold yet.
Yep, and what a lot of the times what we've seen on the ag side is when we get in there, like let's say after corn harvest, we spray that out. Next year when they go through and just maybe not even completely work the ground, but just slightly work it, and they have those rollers in there, we're seeing them corn stalks and especially those root balls it breaks open a lot faster. It's not really going to just make it disappear. What that's going to do is just basically break up that lignin in order to make that more easily decomposable.
Sure.
So it's just another component to something where we are seeing a lot of issues, and we had a kind of a solution for
Right.
it. So I'm super excited about that one. Number 6 is another product because on a lot of our soil samples and a lot of crops that we're planting, we're having to kind of tell guys, hey, you still might need some urea depending on, you know, everything involved. But most guys that were switching to liquid, they're like, well, I really don't want to make that extra pass with just a couple bags of urea. So we were able to fix that. We have a nitrogen product that's able to go out on the ground. Now, Harper Growing Solutions has our Liquid N right now, which is kind of based more on a foliar application. But now this new product, which both of these are not going to be out quite yet. We're really close to developing kind of the labels and getting all the guaranteed analysis back. But these will be available hopefully within a couple months. But it was just one of those things, again, where we've seen a problem and we're able to get in there, kind of tweak it how we want and get it fixed.
Right, right. So one of the questions we get, Brad, about nitrogen, we see it on social media a lot, is this going to burn a plant?
So this one will, and that's
Okay.
why this one is strictly at planting. We're
Okay.
only going to do it on the ground.
Right, but then the Harper nitrogen,
The
we
Liquid
can-
N
okay, the
is
Liquid N.
made for foliar.
Okay, so then when we do put this on, we'll have two different products on the site.
Yep.
But this will be nitrogen at planting,
Yep.
and we'll make sure people understand that.
Correct.
But then the Liquid N from Harper's will be foliar
Foliar.
sprayed, and you don't have to worry about burning.
Correct.
Okay.
And that the main reason for the foliar, I mean, how many times have guys gone through and tried to throw urea on brassicas and then you don't get that rain?
Right.
You know, or maybe you're trying to do it on corn or the screen and your
Mm-hmm.
screen's 8 foot tall and you're trying to sneak your way through there with your spreader. It's just not very fun.
Right.
So we can go get in there with that foliar application of the Liquid N, and it does a great job without having to worry about the burn
But this is going to be the one that we want to use at planting in replacement
of urea.
for urea.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
So like I said, the main thing was just we've seen a lot of issues, and now we have the opportunity to really solve some of those problems. So
Sure.
we're super excited about it.
Sure. So now where we stepped in, you're kind of the chemist, but we got the chemistry set here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how when we were talking about this whole deal. We're going to have these all on the food plot. We're going to have these all on the website. We're hoping for July 8th to be able to start selling this. Okay, but we're still getting the processes here set up of bottling. We're trying to get the shipping, because shipping liquid there you do run some risks. So we're working with FedEx. They're going to have their team here is going to be looking at how we ship these to run the least amount of risk of a broken bottle. So we have to do that, you know. Plus, we've got a short week coming with the 4th of July. The next 3 weeks for us is our 3 biggest weeks of the year. So we're gonna be slammed here. But you know, we've gotten so many calls, people asking about the lime, people asking about the liquid fertilizers. Now we still have the Deer Detour here.
Yep.
Okay, that's the spray that you put on. Like if you're trying to grow soybeans or something and you don't want the deer nipping at it, you can spray the Deer Detour. We do have that here now. But these 4 with complete description, analysis. I've seen some soil tests that you did with this versus the other liquid line products. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, we'll show those on upcoming videos. This is kind of like an introduction.
Yep.
What we're really do is do a couple deep dives on each one of these products
I
and kind
think,
of show some trials of what we've done just
yeah.
to showcase some of that.
We're going to get into tomorrow. We're going to do the podcasts on Field of Greens podcast. We're going to get into a deeper discussion on each product, what we're doing in that, and I think we're going to have probably subsequent podcasts because the podcast I can just have Brad call in. We can talk to him. Now it's what, an 8-hour drive to get home.
Yeah.
So it's pretty tough to just get together to do a video or two. But yeah, we're going to have all 4 of these on the website. We're going to probably start shipping it that week of the 8th. I can't guarantee we're going to ship it on the 8th, but we're going to have them on the website on the 8th. We've got the product is here, bottles are here, we're waiting on some labels. We're just trying to figure out what the best process is for manufacturing these, but we're pretty excited about it. I mean, we get so many people have asked about this because, you've got a great reputation. This is what you do. So when we're actually going to have your soil test kit on the website as well. We're going to talk about that. But that's what Brad does. Brad's going to be, so if somebody sends me a question about a soil test for the liquid, we're going to forward it to Brad, or we're going to send them to Brad. But then this is where the products are going to be bought and shipped from.
Yeah. And that's something, we've got so many emails, I'm sure you have too, of when can we buy that,
Yes.
what's going on. Well, it's been a long 10, 12, 14 months of actually starting this process of making this all happen. So that's kind of why we've been lacking and website not cut up to date and everything else. We've been busy on the kind of behind the scenes getting ready for this. So we're super excited about it.
One of the thing is I think people understand the high quality here. And when we started talking about this, and you were talking about this company and these products and how you had a vision of you wanted to improve this, you wanted to improve that, I was very excited about it because, like I said, I think we're big enough now, we have a big enough brand where we could sell anything. Okay, and we talked about before about that certain product. I could have it on the shelf. I refuse to sell that because I don't believe in it.
Correct.
But I've used this stuff before. And anything I've used that you've been involved in has been top notch. And I'm very proud to have Brad as a partner, full spectrum products on our shelf. Can't wait to get him in your hands.
Absolutely. So, like you said, a lot of technical questions, soil sample stuff, that'll be all on Harper Growing website. Reach out to us on that. So now I'll be able to have a lot more time for phone calls and that rather than me packing orders and shipping out. So this is going to work out really good for everybody.
Yeah, we've got a crew here ready to go. They're all set for this. This is a kind of a new adventure for us. We've got the shops full now. It's really full with these products. So our crew's ready to go, and we're just, like I said, finishing up the process on how we're going to manufacture all this, get it shipped into your hands. So yeah, anything else, Brad?
I think the only thing is kind of like last year, what I had happen, we had just a lot of delays because so many orders, and I think give us just a little bit of patience here as we transition into this, and we'll be rocking and rolling soon. But I think, it might take us a week or two to really start getting in the groove of things. I think
we're shooting for the 8th. I probably would say by the 10th to 12th, we should have product. I think we're going to do just liquid. FedEx has got you worked with FedEx.
Yep.
We're going to have their product team up here looking at what we're doing, and they've got a really good job. We're going to still ship UPS as well, but I think a lot of the liquid's going to go FedEx. They're going to do a good job for us, so we're pretty excited about that. But yeah, we should have this up. I think we're going to shoot for July 8th. You should be able to buy these full spectrum products. We're going to have the descriptions, what they're for, and again, I've used this before, and I really, really like it. I know we're really not in a drought right now, but we've been in a drought for 3 years, and with that drought comes it's a very difficult situation too. You alluded to that, spreading urea, the rain doesn't show up, putting that dry fertilizer down, and you need multiple rains to get that into the ground. And I'm hoping within the next 2 years to be not needing any of that, and we're going to use all this. So pretty excited about it. I know some of our partners, Jake Ellinger, Randy Vanderveen, they're on a lot of this liquid, and Jake says his he sends us pictures of his seclusion plots. And
it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable how it's crazy. I mean, he's mowed a couple times. I think 1.5 feet tall already. Yeah. It's you get on this stuff, this rotation, and it's pretty amazing. I mean, this is the way it's supposed to be done. It's all carbon based. You know, there's no calcium chloride in our lime, so pretty excited for this stuff.
Absolutely. So reach out if you guys got questions, and yeah, we're super excited about it.
All right, we're going to go into depth. Talk about this a lot more in our podcast, Field of Greens, and that's. You got anything else, Brad? Wow,
it.
what big news for us! We're very excited to have that here. We're the sole distributor for these products. You know, again, these are brand new products. That liquid lime, there's 3 different ingredients in it now, rather than just one. I think it's a great price point. 1 gallon an acre compared to 3 or 4 gallons per acre with some of these other products you're seeing out there, and this is actual lime. You know, we're going to get into great detail. After this video, we shot this. We had a long conversation, about an hour and 10 minutes, on the Field of Greens podcast, where Brad really breaks down each and every product. So if you want to hear Brad get into more detail on each product, check out Field of Greens podcast. I'm thinking Thursday or Friday it should be. I just got to finish editing it, but we're so busy here. So thankful. This is our busiest time of the year, and we're trying to squeeze all this in. That's why this video is a week late. You know, we're trying to get the bottling process perfected. We did start shipping some nitrogen, but now we've got all these other products to get out the door. So if you want to check out the products and their specification sheets, their guaranteed analysis, each product is on our website, northwoodswhitetails.com, in the full spectrum products section. Otherwise, check out Field the Greens podcast. Brad will get into this in full detail in a few days. So thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for being part of our big announcement. It is time to start planting fall food plots in less than 3 weeks. Very exciting time of the year. Thank you so much, folks. We'll see you in a few days.